Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a tournament of cars. This is going to be so awesome. Yes, I am almost a grown man playing with cars, but I don't care. So first we have a micro car, which is a meter-made car. I'm using a Porsche 928 as a hatchback. I'm using an Alfa Romeo, I think Giulia or whatever, for a sedan. Ford RS 2000 for a coupe. A BMW X6 for a coupe SUV. Chevy Suburban for a SUV. A Jeep Wrangler, heavily modified for the off-road version, for off-road. A Chevy, I think, CK 1500 step side for a pickup. A Mercedes-Benz W123 for a station wagon. Chevy Express for a van, because, of course. Porsche 911, or, no, that's 992 for a sports car. Lamborghini, I forgot what this one is. Lamborghini Reventon as the Roadster. 1975 Cadillac Eldorado as convertible. A Koenigsegg Gemera, however you say that, for hypercar. 71 Dodge Challenger for muscle car. I don't even know, probably a Ford F550 for camper van. A bus. And then for monster truck, we're using a Dodge D250. Box truck, whatever that's supposed to be. My oldest car, which I'm considering a classic car. And then my favorite car, Ford GT40. And then the NASCAR. And they're all going to be going up against each other on this track. We have used this before. I'll put a clip of that in there. The table's lifting! There. Alright, so we'll do one round each of them in each slot, and then if whoever wins, well, if one wins on each slot, then that one's gonna move on. Let me see if I can get this whole thing in view. Alright, ready? Oh, I was pressing the wrong thing. Alright, Porsche 928 took the lead. That car flipped. The micro car. Porsche 928 wins this time. That one didn't even make it around the whole thing. Porsche 928. Alright, now the Alfa Romeo versus Giulia versus the Ford RS 2000. Damn! Neither one won. I guess that means whoever wins this one moves on. Ooh. Dang, he like drifted. He did like a whole, did he do a 160 or 360? I'll have to rewatch that, but Ford RS 2000 moves on. BMW X6 versus Chevy Suburban. That was a good one. Holy moly. That was a good one. All right, Suburban took the lead. Let's reset them. Let's see it. So the Suburban just took the lead. It just dominated that one. All right. I'm seeing a slight issue with this one. It doesn't fit in there. So don't hate the player, hate the game. We're about to find out. Oh, what just happened? Well, I guess we can switch, and whoever wins that one, it looks like, well, I guess we'll count him as winning this one because he made it further. What just happened? I'm counting that. Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. What the? Alright, I think this one's messing it up. I'm about to run the Chevy through by itself. Hold on, let's see what happens. Just a Chevy by himself. Alright, so they're both bungus, but I guess the Chevy made it the furthest, so he's moving on. Alright, the Mercedes wagon burst the Chevy Express. 2 more bungus cars, bro. Who made it further? What would be considered? Well, he's behind the green, so Chevy Express probably is going to win. Let's do it again. Dude, I picked crappy cars, bro. Holy. We had 2 good races. That's about it. Alright, we're redoing that one. I forgot to hit it. Alright. Chevy Express, again, went further, somehow made that jump upside down, but I guess he's moving on. So I digress. This is a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, but this should be a good one. Oh, did y'all see that? At the very end, the Lamborghini took the lead. All right, let's switch them up. Let's see. All right, switched up. Yeah, the Porsche, it doesn't have enough get-go, I guess. At least it made it around last time. Well, guess you're going on. Woo! Couldn't even go around all the way. So we got the Eldorado versus the Koenigsegg. Let's go. Oh! We got pushed off. Wait, what do I even consider that? He got pushed off? I guess the Koenigsegg will win that one. Holy, that was like a... Dude, they were like actually racing. They were going head on. Oh my gosh. All right, you know what? We're not redoing that one, but we're going to switch spots, see what happens. Spots switched. Let's find out. Oh, he didn't quite make it that time. Oh, you had a chance to redeem yourself. Guess not. You, my friend, are moving on. Oh, man. I actually thought there was a chance there. Holy. Will this be an easy win? I guess I didn't calculate it too much because a muscle car is going against the camper van, but whatever. Oh, shit. They were lined up pretty good to that jump, and then he just face planted. He genuinely just face planted in the wall. All right, let's switch up spots and let's go again. Let's see if he can actually make the jump this time. Yo, no way. I'm counting that as a win. He just launched forward. He just hit the wall, launched forward, and landed in front. Guess they're switching spots again. See who wins this one. I'm counting that. As a win. He's in front. I don't care if he skipped half the track. He's in front. All right, they're back in their original positions. Whoever wins this one moves on. Oh, I thought he was about to cheat again. I genuinely thought he was about to cheat. He just did a little breakdance move. You, my friend, are moving on. Actually a good racer. Dukes of Hazzard style. I'm just kidding. It's too old. But too young, I meant, my friend. Too young. Oh no. Another don't hate the player, hate the game. He doesn't fit in the track. We're about to find out. Launch up. Oh! Dude, they're like all cheating, but they're almost winning while cheating. That's crazy. All right, let's switch up spots. You, my friend, are going on the other side. We're going to see who wins. Can he cheat his way into victory? We're about to find out. He can. He can cheat his way into victory by doing like a little, I don't even know what you call that, little roadblock. He caught himself on like a tree. He technically won. He made it the furthest if we're following the entire thing. So we're going back to original positions, and we're going to race them again. Damn, y'all are winning by cheating, bro. All right, original positions. We are back. I thought he was going to do it again. Well, I guess since you won fair and square this time again, let's read. You go move on. That looked exactly like the first round. Like bar for bar, that's exactly what the first round of them together looked like. Well, I guess this is a good lineup. Box truck versus box truck. One is just extremely older than the other. Well, that's the oldest year car I own, so let's see what happens. Neither one of them made that jump. But who made it further? Technically this one further down the track. So he's winning, but all right, let's see who wins this next one. We're going to reset them. All right, in different positions. Ooh, they actually both made it that time. I mean, he won. Barely, somehow. That was like a pretty crappy round, but he won. Moving on. Now, this has the potential to be the greatest round ever. We got the Ford GT40 racing the NASCAR. This is the potential win. All right, let's see it. Well, that's pretty good. I think he needs some WD-40. I don't have any at my house right now, but Ford GT41, let's switch up positions. That last race was probably the most normal race, but let's go. Yeah, he just takes him on that inside. I saw it that time. All right, he's moving on. I ain't gonna keep playing my favorite car. All right, my friends, we are locked in. The Porsche 928 versus the Ford RS 2000. Oh, he like grinded that inside lip. All right, let's switch positions. Let's see. These are potentials to be the greats. All right, let's see who wins this one. Ooh, That was pretty close. Just took them on the inside. We're going to go back to original positions then, because they both won one. Let's see. All right. Yeah, he did the same thing. He grinded that inside lip. He didn't even make it all the way down. Nope. Guess he's moving on by technicality. We got some Chevy on Chevy action. The Suburban versus the 1500 step side. All right. Let's see who wins. Ooh. He almost won by cheating. I don't know why he just launches like that, but let's straight up positions. He's taking the lead. Straight up positions. See what happens. All right, we switched them up. Let's see it. What the? Well, he literally flew away. So he wins. I'll give you that. He literally flew away. All right, a little race. Chevy Express versus a Lamborghini Revolton or whatever it was called. And the Express tipped over. Huh. I don't think it did that last time. Maybe it did. I don't remember. But I don't think it did. Let's run them back and switch positions. All right, they're switched up. Let's see it. Dang, he didn't even make it that time. He just flipped over and slid back down. Well, he won. So I guess he's moving on. Ooh, right now we got Hyperactive versus the Muscle Car. Let's see who wins. I'm actually curious. This is going to be an interesting lineup. Ooh. Took them just inside. They were like, that was a close race. Nose to nose. Let's switch up positions and see who wins. That was pretty close. Ooh. Brutal. All right, so he's just faster all around. He cut him off and flipped him over. Damn, the road rage is crazy, but he's going to take the win with that one. Holy. All right, now we got this old beast versus the bus. Let's see who wins. He actually made it. He did, I guess, what you would consider decent. But the bus still took the win. Let's switch up positions and see again. All right. Line her up. Fire. Oh, he just about made that again. But, well, bus wins again. Sorry, my friend. You have lost. Okay, I didn't think this one through. We are one off. He's moving on by default. Only because I guess he's moving on by default because he's my favorite car, but I didn't calculate the numbers quite correctly, so whatever. Ooh, the Porsche versus the Chevy lined up. Ooh, let's see who wins this one. Oh, that was pretty. It was a little. This guy took the lead, and then towards the end they got close, but then he took the lead again. That was pretty good. Let's switch positions and line them up. All right. Ooh, the Chevy took the lead that time. Well, we're going to have to put them back in the original position to see who wins. All right, this one's going to be locked in. Getting it at an angle. Yep, so I think the Chevy's faster, but whatever. He clipped him, but he still made it further, even though he flipped over. Diabolical. Oh, now this is a lineup. All right, let's see it. Oh, cut off, dude. He's cutting everyone off. It doesn't matter that he cut them off. He still won, but he's cutting them all off. He won that one, so let's switch positions, see if he cuts them off again. But hot damn, he has some road rage. All right, we're setting them up. They're set up. Yeah, he was just flying around that one. He is not gonna lose. He is not taking losing for an answer. Holy, you see him flying? That's crazy. But let's do the next lineup. All right, they're lined up. Bus versus the Ford GT40. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. That was definitely off, but I don't care. He was clearly just faster, bro. He flew past him. I literally saw it. But let's switch positions and race again. All right, he has turbos on the back, but that doesn't matter. Let's do it. Yeah, he's just clearly faster. My favorite car is gonna win because it's the best one. So, what's the plan here, Sean? Alright, so I figured it out. I'm not going to talk as much because it's going to take a hot minute before we make the championship. So these two have to race, and then the Porsche and the Ford have to race, And then the Porsche and the Koenigsegg have to race, and whoever wins between all of those whoever wins the most between all of these lineups is the one that gets to move on to the final two championship. So it's gonna take a hot minute. I'm not gonna really talk. I'm just gonna set them up and race them and record. We're gonna see it. All right, this is how they're set up first. Oh, I am gonna talk. He tried to use his cutoff move, but he flew right past him. All right, let's move positions. All right, fire him. Ooh, he used the cutoff move. Which means we're going back to originals. Oh man, this is close. These guys are actually competitive. All right, let's see it again. Yeah, he tried to use the cutoff move. He's not as fast on the outer loop, but now we're gonna do the Ford versus the Porsche. Boom. All right, Ford versus Porsche, first position. Dang, unlucky. He flipped over. The Ford just has to win one more time, and then the Porsche has to race the Koenigsegg, and whoever wins between that, they moves on to the final. So if the Ford wins one more time, he's moving on. All right, repositioned. Ooh, he tried to do a pit maneuver thing. They are, in fact, on top of each other. The Porsche won that one barely, so we're going back to original positions, and we're going to line them up. All right, ready? Yep, the Ford's just faster, even though he's just better. So now it's going to be Porsche versus Koenigsegg. Whoever moves on wins. Ford is, in fact, winning because he kicked both of their booties. Let's see it. All right, is the Koenigsegg going to have road rage? Let's find out. Oh, he tried, but he didn't quite make it on time. But he tried. I saw that. All right, let's switch up positions. See who wins. Whoever wins this one races this guy. All right, line them up. Ooh, the Koenigsegg won that one. We're going back to original positions. See who wins. This just feels repetitive. All right, so I think one of the tracks is slower than the other because he wants to win, but sorry, Bubba. So this is the official last round. Is going to be between the Porsche and the Ford. Ooh, it's a good one. All right, they're lined up. If they do another one of Ford wins and then Porsche wins, we want to do a backwards race. Everyone will be facing the backwards. Let's go. Dang, was he grinding that? I think he was grinding that outside. But Ford flew ahead. Oh man, I have to jump. All right, let's see it. All right, this is gonna determine who wins. Oh, he tried to cut him off. So dang close. All right. So now they're gonna go backwards. See who wins backwards. As you can see, both cars are facing the launcher. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that was a close one. That was an extremely close one. Let's switch positions again. See who does it. They're both once again facing the thing. Let's do it. Oh, they're just equal competition for each other. So, what do? I have an idea. All right, here's my idea. I take this off. I put it on the other side of the room. Whichever one launches the furthest wins. All right, so I'm going to use the same one. It's going to be this one. I'm going to use the same one. Whoever rolls the furthest into that wall wins. I don't know how I'm going to record it. It's going to have to be fast. Ooh! I think he had a bit of an issue down there. He pulled to the left. There he is. He's crashed behind the old one. All right, let's test out the Porsche now. All right, he's in position. Oh, he was behind. Oh, all right, that means the Ford wins, my favorite car. I knew you were gonna win, buddy. I just knew it. Let's do a little, move us out the way. Let's do a little victory lap. Woo! I knew you were gonna win. Hell yeah. All right, come back for some more. And I'm actually gonna make him do a jump in slow motion. But of course he won. Best car ever, bro. Best car in the world. The old ones, the new ones, all the marks of them, all of them. They're all the best. Oh. You know what I realized? Out of all the races this guy did, He just genuinely dominated most of them, bro. But hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys next video.